so he's here today because this is actually one of his, I think it is your first grant.
Correct, yes, it is.
And then behind me is Rich Worley. He's our field supervisor for the Adult Probation Department.
Okay. Go ahead with your report.
This is a fairly painless grant application. I'm here to present the Act 111 Compliance and Data Collection Grant to the County Commissioners. December 14th of 2011, Act 111, which is also referred to as the Adam Walsh Act, was signed into law by Governor Corbett. This act mostly affects the juvenile and adult probation departments in the County of Lebanon by way of the requirements for sex offenders. It enhances registration for certain criminal offenses. It's added some criminal offenses to the Megan's Law Act. And it's also enhanced the registration timeline requirements. I can tell you that initially, because there is some retroactivity to the act, it's going to be very time-consuming for the adult probation department. I'm not sure what kind of impact it's going to have on the juvenile probation department, but there is retroactivity that includes, and I did provide a summary just for your view on the impact. I think it's located behind the memo page. There's some retroactivity by way of anyone that is currently on supervision for one of the qualifying offenses, currently incarcerated, currently in placement, or who is sentenced for one of those instant offenses or has one of those instant offenses in their criminal record on December 20th of this year will have to register under the new Act 111 requirements. So initially, we will have to go through some retroactivity in getting the people that are incarcerated, the offenders that are incarcerated, and on supervision up and compliant with the new registration requirements. I have met with Chief County Detective Leahy and a couple staff from Central Booking. That is currently where we conduct the majority of the registration process. The DNA collection is conducted in our office, and juvenile probation collects their own DNA as well. But as of December 20th, we will be completing the entire registration process in Central Booking. As I think is on the summary page, the initial registration is going to be required immediately subsequent to sentencing, and then the retroactivity part, I believe, takes effect within 60 days of December 20th of this year. So there was some technology that we needed to update in order to become compliant with Act 111. So this grant, PCCD set funding aside for counties to purchase the technology. That's what this grant is all about. I think it amounts to $3,329. That would cover any technology that we would need to update or add to our.
I'll make a motion that we accept the plan as presented.
Okay.
I'll second the motion, but I do have some questions, comments. I guess I'm troubled by the fact I look under your summary, and it says state funds $686,000, county or local funds $1,924,000. Am I reading that correct on page 27?
That is the recipient. That would be the adult probation's budget.
Okay, and this I've been looking over the budget preliminarily, and you were talking about having to do everything downstairs to take the DNA in a department that is costing us, according to their budget, $500,000 and bringing in less than $300,000. So now we're going to add additional work for them. Where's the money going to come from? Is this an unfunded mandate?
Yes, this is an unfunded mandate. There are 2 approved registration sites in the County of Lebanon. One is the Pennsylvania State Police out in Jonestown, and the second approved registration site is Central Booking. So the alternative to using Central Booking to comply with this unfunded mandate would be to send all sentenced offenders who are required to complete DNA or the registration through Adam Walsh Act out to Pennsylvania State Police. The registration process, in and of itself, per offender takes approximately 45 minutes to an hour to complete a registration on one offender. So that would be, an approximate 25-minute ride out to that state offenders. Our department is responsible to register all state sentenced offenders, all county sentenced offenders, whether it is they're sentenced to a state correctional facility, state special state probation, county correctional facility, county IP, any sentenced offenders, we're responsible to complete their registration under the Act. So we would have to take them out to the state police to conduct that immediately subsequent to sentencing. State police has stated that they will not entertain registration on any offender that is actively on supervision in our department. So for the purpose of registering currently incarcerated or offenders that are currently under supervision, we will have to find or establish another site, and I guess because central booking is the only other approved site in the county, that's
where we are.
outside of that, we would have to purchase all new equipment. I mean, if we were to take them over to my office, I would have to find a location in our office to put that equipment, which we've all been over there, and I'm really kind of tied for space. We'd also have to purchase all new equipment. The funding through PCCD has been pretty limited in that if you have other approved registration site, they're not going to give you unlimited money to purchase additional equipment.
Yeah.
The Clean, and Jay Nelson could probably give you a better idea, but the Clean machine is, I think, somewhere around $30,000. It's a lot of money. And we already have that down in central booking because they have been doing the registrations with the exception of the DNA collection. I'm sorry, does that help?
You've just confirmed what I was thinking, and it really saddens me that we're expected to take on this additional labor cost by the county with no reimbursement. When laws are passed, they should have to do a budget to find out how it is going to impact others. In other words, the counties or whoever they expect to carry it out. This is wrong, it's not fair, and I'm very saddened by it.
Commissioner Litz, I can't agree with you more. The impact that it's going to have on my personnel is going to be huge, at least initially, probably for the first 6 to 8 months, and I'm not sure what kind of an impact it's going to have after that. I think we sentence anywhere approximately 3 to 5 sex offenders that are required to register per month. So if you're looking at 45-minute registration process for each of them, it's time consumption.
Just as a follow-up to Commissioner Litz's comments, I find it interesting that the state police have the autonomy to say, we're not going to do it, and we obviously don't have that privilege. So, that's even more discouraging than being forced into complying with this. So.
Well, they said they're not going to do it for the offenders
Right.
that are under supervision. Yeah.
Right.
Correct. Yeah. Walsh Act takes effect December 20th.
Okay. And this, there are additional violations that this encompasses?
There were several offenses that were added onto the registration. I believe one of them is one of the gradings of open lewdness, for example, statutory sexual assault. Those are offenses that were not listed in Megan's law that are currently listed in the Adam Walsh Act. I think there may be a couple other ones under the adult system. I don't think that any offenses were added into the juvenile system.
We have a motion and a second already on the table, and we've answered questions. If there are no further questions, I'd like to call the question to vote on the Compliance Act 3 and data collection grant that is before us. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. So moved.
Thank you.